All right, guys, totally enjoying the show. So Melina just wants to say a couple things about Britney Spears. Now, Britney has been, when you're famous like Britney, you're famous like that. I know you're just you're thinking to yourself like Britney's famous. She's like huge, huge, huge. So getting married to Sam Asghari, right? Like she's getting married to Sam Asghari, which I mean, at some point you have to say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, whether it's good or bad, because at some point I want happiness, and I really believe that's what I'm going to do. But Sam Asghari could easily try to take her money away, easily try to manipulate her, easily be abusive. Just because she's Britney and she's so great doesn't mean that that's not going to happen, right? So, I mean, that's why you have to be leery eyed and not trust. But all in all, you have to give people the benefit of the doubt most of the time, otherwise you'll go bonkers. And you have to be able to distance yourself, protect yourself at the same time as trusting people, and then you'll be okay, right? Because if you trust people and you distance yourself at the same time, then there is no worry about them scamming you or anything like that because, it's not like they're going to ruin your life because you've kept a certain distance with that lack of trust, but you trust them because you give them the benefit of the doubt. But just in case there's that amount of doubt there, to protect yourself. I mean, Britney Spears even said it herself. She was saying in a song that I think it was Britney. I think she said something along the lines of you gotta sort of make sure that I'm not sure if she said it in an interview. I think it was Britney. I'm not sure, but something to do with, how. Oh, I think she said it in an interview, but she just said, you get in with the wrong crowd and they could really ruin your life. And that's what she did. She got in with the wrong crowd when she became mentally ill. Some people really don't have your back, and some people are really mean, but they don't. And they have no problems with that. Like I know for me, I'm not like that. I don't like to be mean. If I'm ever mean, I really can't stand that about myself and they want to correct it right away, or whatever. But some people are friends with you for ulterior motives. Not that I'm saying, well, first of all my friends are really, really good. Even the friend that made that suggestion, even if he has an ulterior motive, that's not a big deal. All my friends in my past, I loved. They were awesome. They were great for the time. They were really supportive. They were fun. They were amazing. I'm totally supportive of what they do. They are all stars as far as I'm concerned. But it's just that natural instinct to protect yourself. That natural, when you're someone that's looked upon as famous or going to be famous, you have people that might potentially be someone that's going to be interfering or whatever. Unless it's your spouse, and even your spouse you can't necessarily trust, right? So you have to really protect yourself and everyone has to do that, right? Like even if it's like someone you love very, very much, the minute they decide to be mean because they think they have an ulterior motive, they might, right? So you really have to protect yourself. And I'm not saying that you don't feel that you don't, you can still care about those people and feel they're good and you can still feel they're amazing. But there are some vindictive people, and some people don't even have any control over it. Like they might be like vindictive just because they might be like, they might be like, I need money, I'm poor, and this has to happen. But there's some things that are vindictive that I don't really care about. Really, I'm not really too worried about it ever. I've never worried about it. But you have, and I think for the most part, you have to. If you are someone that's successful, you have to watch your back a little bit just to make sure you're safe and you're doing well. Because if you just trust everybody, like if you left your door open or you put your wallet in the middle of a mall and just left it there for hours and purposely. You know what I mean? Like, there's some things you just don't do, right? And that's because it can be a friend of yours or anybody. You have to make sure you protect yourself, and that's common sense. And if you're famous, it's even stronger. But I love my friends from my past. I love them all. They were all great. All my fans are great. Everyone's great. But in general, if you are someone that's looked at as going to be famous or whatever, you have to have a bit of distance to protect yourself. You can't just be like embracing everybody and being like, you're this, you're that. You have to have a little bit of protection. And you can still love that person. You can still think they're the bee's knees. You can give them the benefit of the doubt. But like, look at Guy Ritchie married to Madonna. Guy Ritchie and Madonna had a divorce. Guy Ritchie got $140 million from the divorce settlement. Madonna's like the most beautiful woman on earth. She's so successful. She's so pretty. She's got a lot of money. But someone literally took that much money from her in a divorce. Like, could you imagine? And I know she's Madonna. She's got so much money. Does it really matter? But if she got married every 10 minutes to someone new and they just divorced, and, like, that's the thing, right? You can never be too careful because Madonna's like so gorgeous. You would think that anybody that marries Madonna would stay married. That's what I would think. Anyway, and that's the thing, right? You're just like, same with Britney, Sam Asghari, obviously he hit the jackpot with dating Britney, marrying Britney, all that. But the minute money's involved, Britney's really pretty. She's gorgeous. She's unique. She's the best star in the world. She's the princess of pop, etc. Madonna's the queen of pop, the most beautiful. She looks great at her age, like better than everyone, even at her age now. And she's gorgeous and all that. But sometimes there are people that are so vindictive that they want money at whatever cost, and they'll date someone that's really, really good, and they won't care that person's really good because they can find another woman that's pretty. With 140 extra million dollars that Guy Ritchie has, he can easily find someone like Madonna. Not that Madonna's not unique, and Madonna's like Madonna. You can't beat that. But I mean, it's not like you can't find a pretty girl. Like there's pretty girls out there that you could marry, that or that you could date, and you could, if you, with all that extra money, you have way more power and you have way more control in the relationship. So it's really beneficial. So even though it's Madonna, and I love Madonna, she's perfect in every way, but it really is easy to leave someone like that. Like honestly, I've seen girls that are pretty, and some people don't even care if a girl's that pretty. I find a lot of guys. I don't find most like my wife is really pretty, but I find most girls, like there's some that are pretty, but to be like exceptionally pretty is like really rare, even among Hollywood celebrities and actresses and models and all that. But there are some that are like really really pretty. He could just date like a no-name model that's like really like look at Amelia, the daughter of Lisa Rinna. Amelia Rinna. I'm not sure what her last name is, but I think her name is Amelia. She's like gorgeous. So if Guy Ritchie wanted to date her or whatever, she's really pretty. Why not, right? If he wants to get married to her and have a prenup, I mean, she's super young. I don't know if he's into that, but yeah, so he could date her. Like, what would be the big deal, right? So, you know, some people, even though it's Madonna, I think Madonna's the bee's knees. I don't think anyone should ever date her and leave her, but she's Madonna. She's amazing. But some people would be like, I'd rather date Madonna for her money, take it, and then date whoever else after, because it's not really that hard to find someone if you and that's pretty if you're Guy Ritchie, right? So you could just find anybody to replace her with an extra $140 million in your bank. You look like a better catch. Not that it's. I mean, I don't know. For some reason, it might be impossible too, because maybe people are like. Well, I mean, it's not going to be impossible because he's probably going to date someone with no money because he's got all this money. What's he going to leave that girl for? No reason, because if she's young and beautiful, then he's going to just date her, and he's going to have all this money. So it's like a win-win situation for him. Even though Madonna's like the best, she's amazing, she's gorgeous, and it's really sad that happens. Anyway, bye now.